I think one of the important legacies and impacts coming out of the International Polar Year will be the creation of a whole new generation of skilled, connected, internationally focused early career researchers. Well, we are very much looking forward to the International Polar Year in 2032 and 33. It's an amazing opportunity to make a real change in what we know about the polar regions.
I think it's really important to have this date in people's calendar so that we can work towards a solution. It's now 7 years away, but in fact that's a very short time for some of the major achievements that we hope to expect.
In the past, the International Polar Years have usually been 50 years apart, but the change that we're seeing now in the Arctic and the Antarctic is so rapid, and the opportunities to learn more about that change are so advanced with new technology and remote sensing and satellites that we thought it was important to do it much earlier than the 50 years. So this one, the fifth in 2032-33, will only be 25 years after the last one. And that shows the importance of the work, but also the importance of the opportunity about what we can learn about these important parts of the world that really affect the world as a whole.
And unlike previous polar years, perhaps, we're also seeing unprecedented rates of change on the planet in terms of climate change, biodiversity loss, and it really is timely to bring attention to that and work on collecting some of the data and coming up with some of the models and predictions that might help mankind respond better to the climate change that we face and take the appropriate action.
And a colleague has talked about this as an opportunity to take the health of the planet, because the poles are absolutely connected to the health of the planet. They are the air conditioning systems of the planet. And if those air conditioning systems are failing, then the planet is failing. And so this is a really timely opportunity to take that health of the planet.
The key thing here is that we absolutely advance our understanding, but we do so with a view to what is needed to take appropriate action. We absolutely need to take action. We don't have a lot of time before some of the major ice shelves begin to melt and retreat in the Antarctic. We're already losing species and we're seeing major climatic impacts around the world. We are losing lives already and livelihoods and well-being to climate change. And the poles are the indicators, and we absolutely need to set ourselves on a pathway to a more sustainable future.
I think one of the important legacies and impacts coming out of the International Polar Year will be the creation of a whole new generation of skilled, connected, internationally focused early career researchers. It will create a fantastic new generation of researchers who will be given the opportunity to work internationally, to meet colleagues, and to really focus on these really big science questions as part of large international teams. And that's energizing and very, very needed.
But another really key thing is that this polar year is being developed collaboratively with Indigenous peoples, and we are taking many views as to how we address this problem, how we undertake this research. So traditional knowledge and Indigenous knowledge systems are as important to us as Western knowledge and Western scientific approaches, because together that will tell us actually how the planet is working and how humans are connected to that change. My hope is that we have seen minimal impact from the changing climate, that we have passed the turning point and we have reached stability in terms of climate systems and have a more secure future pathway to plan for in terms of how we undertake our lives on the planet, run our economies and develop well-being for our peoples.
I would hope that by 2050, the International Polar Year has helped us to really bring home to people how critical the poles are to planetary health. And I would also hope that the International Polar Year has enabled us to demonstrate the value that scientists and researchers and knowledge holders can bring to the important decisions that policymakers need to take to protect those regions. I hope we can move back to a system where scientists and knowledge holders and researchers become trusted partners and collaborative partners of governments and decision makers. That would be a really good outcome.